So you want to hear a story, huh?
How did I get to Germany? Let me just say that I've moved a lot. I'm originally from Florida, as some of you guys don't know. And I went from Florida, where I grew up, like, for over 20 years of my life. And then I went to Pennsylvania and Georgia, and now I'm in Germany. And it's kind of funny because every state that I've moved to was because of meeting someone. And the same thing goes for being in Germany. And it happened, I guess, the same year that I started streaming, in 2013. And I was just like, sitting here, minding my own business, streaming like fucking, I think it was like 1 in the morning or something like that, my US Eastern Standard Time. And this guy comes into my stream named Kyle APB, and he was like, "Can I come and play with you?" And I was like, "Sure." And yeah, that's my husband right now. So I had no idea like that it would end up like this. Things just really like moved kind of, well, I want to say they moved kind of fast, but they didn't. I was actually already seeing somebody when I was living in Georgia, and I didn't like I wasn't like cheating on them or anything, but like I had planned to like get out of my situation that I was in and move to Germany, Jesus, so I can be with Kyle APB. And I was dating the guy in Georgia for like maybe 2 or so years, but after I got to know Kyle APB for like after a year or two, I ended up really, really like liking them a lot. And I know it might sound kind of fucked up, like, but when I said, or I think I said, that I was planning on leaving my boyfriend in Georgia to be with the guy in Germany, but I mean, I've had a lot of really crazy relationships in my past. I'm somebody that like cannot be alone. I don't like being alone. Or single, I guess you could say. Ever since I was 16, I've always been with somebody. And when I say somebody, I mean either male or female. I don't really care what gender they are. I don't care where they come from, what they've been through. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you care about me and love me, then it's all Gucci in the coochie. I mean, I'm sorry, I had to say that. But anyway, I was dating the guy in Georgia, and then I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out after like 2 years, because I was so fed up with like, I was working at this place called Kroger, and I just wanted a change. Like, it's really hard for me to explain this. Like, I'm so bad at explaining myself, and I butcher and chop up everything that it doesn't make sense, but I was also tired of living in the US, and like it wasn't only the guy I was dating that I was sick of, it was the situation and like my ideology that and political ideology and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't only just the guy that I wanted, because of the guy why I wanted to move. It was because of the everything that I just didn't believe in. Like, you know, I could sit here and tell you guys all of that, like my beliefs and stuff, but I feel like it's not really something that I should explain on this video. But I'm very, like, yeah. I'm not really political, but I just fucking hate capitalism. I just hate, like, the fact that there's a Walgreens, like, where I come from, or what my experience is, like, in some states in the U.S., like, I literally, you go down the street and you see a Walgreens, if you know what Walgreens is, across from, like, a CVS and stuff like that. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, I'm so tired of, like, seeing all these corporations everywhere I go, and tired of, like, it's just disgusting. Like, when you, I know each state is different, because, you know, that's just democracy, you know, that's how democracy is, but each state is different, right? Each state has its own, like, laws and stuff like that, but it's just disgusting no matter what state I've lived in, like Florida and Pennsylvania and Georgia. The minimum wage is $7.20, or was $7.25. This was a long time ago. Honestly, it's probably the same as it is right now, but, or maybe a little bit higher, but I used to work retail and fast food, and you cannot make a living with pay like $7.25 an hour. Are you fucking kidding me? That's nothing. Some people think that, oh, well, fast food is easy, or retail is easy. It's not. Like, I honestly respect anybody who works in the fast food business. I feel like the fast food business is probably the worst job. Okay, maybe not the worst job, but one of the most stressful jobs out there. And I worked fast food for at least 2 to 3 years, and it was very stressful, and the customers that I had to deal with were very annoying and very rude and disrespectful, and they might have been that way because they were hungry, you know, because I know some people can get really mean if they don't eat. Like, I know, I don't want to sound sexist, but I know a lot of, I think my ex-boyfriend was like that. Like, if he didn't get any food, he would get really fucking angry sometimes. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, that's I guess my second reason for moving all the way to Germany. Like, I guess the way I look at it, I met Kyle at the perfect time. Like, I was wanting to, you know, get the fuck out. I wanted to leave the guy I was with. I wanted a change. I obviously wasn't happy in the situation that I was in. And so I just packed up all my things and I left with my cat, of course. And yeah, and now I'm here. I've been living in Germany for almost 7.5 years now, or since 2000. Wait, no, it hasn't been that long. I've been here since 2015. So almost 6 years now. And I know a lot of you know why I moved if you're watching this, or maybe you don't know why I moved, but it was a really, probably one of the best things I've ever done for myself, but at the same time, it's let me just say, like, I lost everything. I lost when I moved, after I moved, because I couldn't bring, like, all of my stuff. I couldn't pay for them to ship my, the rest of my clothes, my childhood toys I grew up with, my books, and stuff like that. Or my artwork that I had. Like, I lost a lot of that stuff because I couldn't bring it over here. And when I say lost, it's gone forever. Because a couple years, I think after the first or second year I moved to Germany, I was actually trying to ship a lot of my stuff over here, and it turns out that my ex, the guy in Georgia, his parents apparently threw it all away. And I honestly don't blame them, but because my stuff was in their house, because my ex and I were living in, like, literally we were literally living in his mom and dad's basement together. And I can understand, like, you don't want this shit in your house anymore, and you don't want to take care of it. Like, you don't know, they probably didn't know what to do with it. So their last, I guess they just thought throwing it away was a really good idea without even contacting me or informing me, like, hey, Liz, by the way, we're gonna throw out all of your stuff. Is that okay? Or maybe say, like, can you have your parents pick up your stuff, or else we're gonna throw away your, like, all of it. Something like that. Something that would make me actually try to save what I had. But instead, they just threw everything in the garbage like it was no big fucking deal. But like I said, I can understand why they did it. I mean, I was living in their house with their son for free. I wasn't paying rent. I was working at Kroger, and I just up and left. I mean, they knew I was gonna move, but yeah, it's kind of a not really complicated story, but it still hurts me, like, my heart, that I lost all of my sentimental stuff. Especially my books, because I had a lot of really cool books, like sci-fi books. I had books that I put together from, like, all the photos I had taken, because I love photography, and I made albums with all my photos in it and stuff. It's like, knowing that it's all gone, it really hurts. But there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I just have to sit back and take it, but yeah, and I also lost, like, my friends, like, family. I can't see my friends and my family like I used to. I can't just, like go down the street and say hi. I know I can Skype them and stuff like that, but I live literally on the other side of the world, which is about, I think we're like 6 hours apart in time difference. So when I get up, they're sleeping. And when I go to sleep, they're pretty much just getting up or already up or they're working. So contacting and keeping in touch with my friends and family is a bit hard. So that's another thing that I lost while I was moving. Like, I have a family here in Germany. His real name's not Kyle, by the way. That he just goes by Kyle APB. Kyle isn't really a German name. I just thought I'd make that clear. But, like, when I obviously have his mother-in-law and stuff like that, and I have a sister-in-law that I could, hang out with, but it's not the same. They're not really interested in, I don't think they're really interested in the same stuff that I'm interested in. They don't like video games. They don't like being artsy-fartsy. They don't like talking about, philosophy and stuff like that. Like, they're not very, they're smart, but there's also the language barrier, like, even though I've been here for almost 6 years now, my German isn't at its best yet, and I am trying to work on that, but not having any friends over in Germany that speak German and English is really hard. My husband talks German to me pretty much every day, but it's not enough. So yeah, there's that. It's moving over here was a really big step for me, and I don't think I would ever move back unless I absolutely had to. And, like, if something went wrong with my parents or something like that, I would obviously go over there. But can't go now because of Corona, so that's great. And, yeah. I just thought this would be a good idea to tell you guys, because a lot of you don't know why I'm here, and that's pretty much all of the reasons why I'm over here. I just wanted something different. I've always wanted to live in Europe. I've always wanted to travel the world. I still want to travel the world, but I think a lot of people want to do that. They just don't have the opportunity, I guess. Or, well, money is also a big thing why people don't travel. And thankfully, I had both the opportunity and the money to fly over here. Flying over here was, I think, almost 1,000 euros. Wait, no, sorry. I'm thinking it both ways, because both ways is a lot more expensive. So it was like 500, 400. I can't really remember exactly, but it wasn't cheap. Flying overseas is not cheap. And I was able to save up enough from my job to fly over here and pay for my, like, the suitcases, my cat. I had to get my cat vaccinated, or their shots, all of the shots. I also had to get her microchipped, because that's a requirement for bringing animal over here. Well, cat or dog. And then she also had to get some other, like, test done, like a blood test. I can't remember. And she had to get an exam. So all of that costs a lot of money, and yeah. Bring an animal overseas is, if you are thinking about moving to another country, that's probably one of the most hardest things, is bringing an animal over here. But she was worth it. I was not gonna let her stay with my ex. I mean, I don't know what he would have done with her if I did. He probably would have given her away to a shelter or something like that. So I brung her over here. It was worth it. She's very sentimental to me because I've had her for so long, and she's been everywhere with me. So if you guys have any more questions, let me know. Post it in the comments or come to my stream on trovo.live/delicious and hang out with me and ask me questions there. I don't care. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you some other time, hopefully.